This is the Veggie Burrito. The first thing you're going to do is get your pan very hot. A small saute pan works best. First you put the oil, and then you drop in the tofu right on top of the oil. Got to hear that sizzling. If you don't hear the sizzling, the pan wasn't hot enough. And the reason that you crank it up and you want it hot and you want to hear that sizzle is so that we can get the caramelization. That's flavor development of the tofu, and it's developing flavor as it caramelizes. If you stir it constantly, you never develop the caramelization, you never get the browning, you don't get the flavor. We're going to add the tomatoes and the mushrooms once you got some browning starting to happen, and the tomatoes will start to cook down. So a nice browning starting to happen, nice and golden brown. Tofu is nice and got a lot of nice color, and the tomatoes are starting to cook and break down a little bit. So the last step, we're going to add our arugula and the cheese. It's actually vegan cheese, and we're just going to toss it and turn off the heat. The residual heat is enough to melt the cheese and wilt the arugula. So we're going to take our tortilla, warm it up on the griddle till it's warm and soft. Just a little thin line, because we can only afford 1 teaspoon of the spicy mayo or the chipotle aioli. We're adding our avocado, and now we're just going to tuck in the sides and roll it over to make it nice and tight. Get a nice tight roll. And then of course in-house, in restaurant dining, we always cut it in half. And then for to-go orders, we do not cut it, we just wrap it and leave it whole.